Okay, folks, it's your buddy Mike Messier. I'm outside the movie theater. It's a Monday night. I just saw a movie called X, titled X. Horror film. This is definitely a movie that I'd say you'd have to be a horror film fan to appreciate or even get through this movie. If you are squeamish, if you have a soft stomach, or you're not a horror fan, gore horror. Uh, Probably best not to see this film. But if you're a horror fan, or even a grindhouse or exploitation film fan, I guess this is pretty damn well made for what it is. I enjoyed it. Don't get me wrong. Now there were certain scenes that your buddy, had to close his precious little eyes, or actually close my eyelids onto my eyes, because the movie had some Messier moments in this movie that were scary. There are just certain things that kind of trigger me with certain horror films. Certain things that if I see them coming, I know when to close my gentle little eyes to not see what I can't tolerate. Comments and questions are open, folks. I'm looking for a light. There's some type of light that I have. Oh my God. Here we go. Let there be light. Look at this wonderful studio. So the bottom line is, what did I think of this film? Should you go see it? Like I said, if you're a horror film fan, go see this movie. If you're not, I know plenty of people in my life. Here's to you, second water. Plenty of people in my life that do not like horror films, or do not like sex in their films, or swearing, or anything of the sort. So if you're one of those folks, avoid this film, okay? Because this is not the type of horror film that's going to win over anybody to the horror genre. If you are a horror fan, this is kind of a modern take, although the movie takes place in the year 1979, which I thought was pretty interesting. But I thought they did a pretty good job of embracing the spirit of 1979 without it being over the top. My buddy Lou Thez is checking in. What would Lou Thez do? Hey, Mike, was hoping you would review this film. Well, Lou, I'm putting it over. I am making the disclaimer that this is strictly for horror film fans. This is not a movie that you probably want to bring your mother to on Mother's Day, or you may not even want to bring a date to this movie unless she's a freak. In that case, bring her twice, because this is a movie that's pretty disturbing, but it's trying to be disturbing in an effective way. So for what this movie is, it's great. I like the movie. Don't get me wrong. The women were very attractive, and there's nudity, and there's gore, and there's it's a cool movie. You know what I mean? At the end of the movie, so it's a couple of guys in the back. There was actually a pretty decent crowd here for a Monday night too. The theater crowd seems to be picking up a little bit, Lou. What was exciting to me was a couple of guys stayed to the end of the fucking credits, and I usually stay to the end of the credits out of respect. I was wondering where this movie was filmed. It seemed to be filmed mostly in New Zealand. I was thinking it might have been filmed in Georgia or some such thing, but it seemed to be filmed mostly in New Zealand. And then I'm looking at this movie, and then after all the credits end, there's a surprise bonus. So I don't know if you've seen this movie yet, Lou, or not, but if you haven't seen it yet, there is like a whole other thing at the end. Lou is my buddy Roger Dale is chiming in. I saw Porky's and Cheech and Chong double feature with my mom on accident as a kid. LOL. Yeah, that is an LOL type of situation. And hey, man, I understand. You know,
My buddy Roger Dale Snyder from Jacksonville, Florida, chiming in. I don't know if you noticed, Roger Dale, but here on Subscribe to Mike Messier YouTube channel, that brief clip of your buddies, Highway Jones, got over 1,000 hits. Anybody I've heard of in it? Good question, Roger. There was one female actress. There's like 3 young, attractive actresses in this movie, and one of them I have seen in something before. The youngest girl, kind of a Latina. She was quite good, but I can't tell you the names of these folks. Brittany Snow. I don't know if she's like a porn star in her day life job, but one of the actresses was named Brittany Snow. For all I know, she could be a porn star because in this movie, she does quite a lot of sex scenes and so forth. Like I said, this is kind of like Boogie Nights meets Motel Hell. If I had to be a fucking film producer, like in The Player, Tim Robbins, and if I was pitching this movie with the elevator pitch, it's Boogie Nights meets Motel Hell. If you guys are familiar with Motel Hell, there's a certain sensibility in that film that's kind of here. But this is what you would call a modern horror. You know, I'm trying to, I mean, I don't know, the Rob Zombie movies or, you know, I don't know, since like, I don't know. I really wasn't into the Saw movies. I did see the first one and it kind of freaked me out. But this is a well-made movie, and this sequel that seems to be coming, or even a prequel, that you guys stick around. If you go see it, Lou or Roger, stick around to the end credits because there's a whole other movie coming, a preview of sorts. I won't give that away, but I'll go see it. So, I mean, my tip of the fucking hat to these filmmakers. They're taking on hard topics. And there's also some cucking. Is that what it's called? Cuckolds? Cuckolds? Men who watch their women get fucked by another man. Some of that is in this movie. Basically, these porn makers. Basically, what's this movie about? Jesus, I guess I haven't told you. There's this small town strip club owner who takes Roger with the plug for Highway Jones Friday at Cliff's Bar and Grill. Thanks, Roger. That's in Jacksonville, Florida. Thank you, Roger. And meets meat. Man's got to eat. I'll let that sit for a moment, Roger. For anyone in the Jacksonville area, Friday I might be able to stop by, buddy. You know, I might have some things going on. I might be able to stop by. I did have the mashed potatoes and like the meatloaf at Cliff's last time. It was pretty good. And I do like that air hockey table game there. Meat's meat and man's got to eat. Yep. So like I said, Boogie Nights meets Motel Hell. Disturbing, odd, old couple. I mean, this film does not make you want to get old, by the way, because it's the elderly or the old is really like a villain in this thing. It's an intense movie. There are certain things in horror films that freak me out. Like I said, I guess I don't want to give it away because I know people, you know, I'll try to be a spoiler-free zone here. But there are certain things that I have to close my eyes for. But yeah, so what's this movie about? The small town strip club owner, I guess, 41 years old. He takes a couple of his girls, his strippers. One of them's his young girlfriend. Roger's saying Rob Zombie's next film, still in production, is The Munsters. That'll be interesting. I think Kevin Nash wanted to play the father Munster. Adam, you're missing a hell of a McMark Raw tonight. I'm sure I am, buddy. I mean, I'm guessing Austin Theory and Pat McAfee are doing something, or maybe is Steve Austin back? I mean, I am taping it, so if Steve Austin came in, I don't. Maybe I guess you know they should get shaken because it's WrestleMania is just around the corner. So if they're going to do anything, if they brought Austin in, and what's going on? I don't know if you're being sarcastic or not, buddy. I think you're just telling me it's a shitty Raw as usual. Yeah, let's say that's what Raw Protest is all about, buddy. I mean, hashtag Raw Protest. I mean, I savor my Monday evenings. I go to the theater. I do other things. Roger Dale, that was Lillian's. You had the meatloaf dinner at. Okay, thanks, buddy. Cliff's. I get all these places mixed up. Still a rock and roll scene here in Jacksonville, home of Leonard Skinner and the Allman Brothers Band. Owen's promo in the beginning was good. Everything else stinks. Yeah, Owens is. I don't know if you've seen that photo of me and Kevin Owens back when he was Kevin Steen. Nice guy. We have a good picture together from a club in Providence that he wrestled at a few times. I did watch the NWA Crockett Cup this past weekend, and I did turn in an AEW apologist video for Monty and the Pharaoh YouTube channel. It should be up there already, if not shortly. It's fresh off the press. So the strip club owner in this movie takes these two starlets with him, along with his male proxy, I guess you'd say, his buddy, who is going to essentially have sex with these women on camera. And then the filmmaker, he's got like this young friend. The strip club owner's 41. He's got a 23-year-old filmmaker there. This is 1979, so he's got like a 8mm camera, I'm assuming, or 16mm. And the young filmmaker is talking about how they can make a dirty picture, but it can still be art. It can still be cinema. And so I found some humor in that. And but then the 23-year-old filmmaker guy has brought his girlfriend, who's probably 20 or 21. She's the actress I recalled. She's the one actress that did not do nudity, now that I think of it, because she's probably got the biggest name value. I think her name is Jessa or Jessica something. But he's brought his little boom mic operator girlfriend with him. And she's initially kind of repelled and disgusted by these pornography film they're going to make. But then she starts getting into it until she demands to be in the fucking movie. And this is where the cuckolding begins, the cuckolding argument. These men are watching this other man bang their women. Boogie Nights, Esquire. Yeah, like I said, buddy, I said it's Boogie Nights meets fucking Motel Hell. So if you're a fan of Boogie Nights, if you're a fan of Motel Hell, and like I keep saying, if you have a high tolerance for horror and gruesome horror, by the way, well told gruesome horror, well made gruesome horror. This is not a backyard Cairo syrup movie, folks. I've seen enough of those. In fact, I've been in a few. But this movie is quite good. I am looking forward to the prequel. Like I said, if you guys do decide to go see this film, I usually see the movies in the big screen. I mean, I'm telling you, this AMC theater has the $22 a month subscription plan. Regal Cinema has a $21 a month subscription plan. All these wonderful things. Fucking Cinemark has a subscription plan. My buddy, Boston actress, changing the topic here. Hey, this is Stacy Sugar. Hey, Mike, congrats on getting our movie Blood Sugar Sid Ace into the alternative film festival. That's wicked cool. So yes, that's true. Stacy is breaking the news. I will do a website post on this on MikeMessier.com. Our film Blood Sugar Sid Ace was nominated for best drama and also for best cast performance in the alternative film festival. So I will be doing a nice post on that. They have not announced the winners yet, but they have announced the nominees. And as we say, it's an honor just to be nominated. Let's see. Stacy, once again, now she's cross-referencing both epic films, What Would Luthez Do? And so on and so forth. That's so exciting. Yes. So, yeah, it was an intense movie, folks. I was happy to see that a lot of people in the theater were pretty engrossed in this film. There was a decent crowd here tonight on a Monday. That was pleasant. There was some other movies that I could have seen tonight. This Uma movie I was kind of intrigued by, and I probably will see it, but I just wasn't up for reading subtitles. And this is the thing with me, folks. I'll go see a fucking subtitle movie. I'll read for an hour and a half. However, some days I'm just not up to it. Some days I'm up for reading subtitles, and some days I'm not. You know what I mean? Sounds like 8mm, that Nick Cage movie. Yeah, I remember that one a little bit. Oddly enough, I think I've seen 8mm 2, but not the original 8mm. No, I did see the original 8mm. I did see the original 8mm. I saw that, Nick Cage, I remember. Nick Cage has got a new movie coming out sooner or later. The Unbearable Burden of Unlimited Talent or some such thing. I think that this new Nick Cage movie, if they just titled it Nick Cage, I think it would have been smarter. I'm getting confused with Nick Gage, the wrestler. Nick Gage and Nick Cage. But anyway, I still have to watch that GCW fucking show that's 2 months old now. I just can't get through it for whatever reason. Nick Cage, I think, would have been a cool title for a movie. But instead, it's got this presumptuous title, The Unbearable Burden of Endless Fucking Talent. And it's just one of those things that filmmakers sometimes get their head up their own ass. I know they're making this cutesy meta Nick Cage is playing Nick Cage type of film, and Sandra Bullock's got one of these type of films coming out where she plays like a writer and all the characters come to life to romance her or whatever the fuck. But these Hollywood filmmakers have to remember that the average movie schmuck, to get their ass in the seat, give them a title they can say and remember. Like, I could remember the fucking title, Nick Cage. If that's the name of the movie, I'll go see it. But if you're giving me this goddamn presumptuous, unbearable lightness of being crap title, I don't give a fuck about your movie, Nick. Adam's saying, like that Jean-Claude movie, JC VD, I was not aware of that, but I would see that if it's a biopic or whatever the fuck, or documentary. I did see the Val Kilmer movie last summer, which I thoroughly enjoyed. I'm trying to remember, did Val Kilmer play Batman once or twice? And which one was he in? Was he in like Batman and Robin or what the fuck? Then you had George Clooney. I'm trying to remember all these fucks. Somebody, my buddy Jimmy Faluca, last night posted these photographs from this book that's being sold. What's it called? You probably know this, Adam. Gotham, 1918 to 1939. You know what I'm talking about? This new Batman fucking book. You'll like it. I saw Batman Forever twice already, buddy. I've done a instant movie review, I think, on it. I saw it twice so far. The second time I saw the new, well, oh no, you're talking about Batman Forever. Okay, buddy. So you're talking about Val Kilmer played fucking Batman and Batman Forever. Thanks for the intel. Appreciate that. I saw the new Batman, the Batman, twice already. I saw Daniel Radcliffe, the former Harry Potter, on The View this morning. Yes, I do watch that show at times. And, you know, they were kind of gushing over him. What would Luthez do? Jean-Claude Van Damme is a decent film. JCVD, different. I'd like to see it. I wonder if there's any RVD, Rob Van Dam references in that. God, I did see a chiropractor today, which was nice. I had a fairly productive day. I did various things, but I did see a chiropractor, which was good. Get my crack on. I do endorse chiropractic, for those who might be wondering. Let's see if I can do this right now. Ugh. God in heaven. Yeah, we couldn't get that neck crack today at the office. I just did a nice job of cracking my own neck. Stacy's got a fun fact. Did you know that Cage changed his name from Francis Ford Coppola family, to Cage as a way to separate his identity from his famous uncle? He chose the name Cage as a tribute to superhero Luke Cage. Well, I didn't know all that. I did know the first half of that anecdote. I knew the first half of that, Stacy. Stacy Sugar, by the way, Stacy Forbes Iwanaki. I'm not sure which last name you're going by now, Stacy, but Stacy, if you want to plug your website or whatever the fuck, go ahead. I did know the thing that he changed from Coppola to Cage because I believe he was auditioning for Valley Girl, the film Valley Girl, and he didn't want to just be spoon-fed or handed the role because he was a Coppola. So he went by Cage and so forth. That's the story I've heard. I'm trying to think of what, just Forbes, very good, Stacy Forbes. I'm trying to think of some Nick Cage movies I like. Face Off always seemed very intense. What was the one with like Lennox Lewis was in it? wasn't Nicolas Cage, Lennox Lewis, the boxer, who, by the way, I'm credited as a script consultant on the Lennox Lewis documentary Undisputed. But fucking what movie did Lennox Lewis have an appearance in a Nicolas Cage movie? Snake Eyes. Oh man, everyone's very smart tonight. Thanks, Adam. And I am correct about something. I think it was the Valley Girl thing. And Adam says Snake Eyes. Thanks, buddy. So once again, I would say definitely go see this movie. Sexy women, violence, scary, bad guys. You're on a fucking farm with these freaks. I don't know if I want to give too much away. It seems like most people haven't seen this movie yet, but in case you're wondering, the thumbs up, I'm giving you the thumbs up. But I am saying for people with a weak sensibility or just they don't like horror, if you don't like horror films, don't see this fucking movie. That's the bottom line. This is like the in-house horror film audience. This is your movie, a movie the horror people will like. If you're not a horror fan, it's not going to win you over to horror. It's just going to scare you and give you the heebie-jeebies, okay? What else can I talk about? What did I eat today? I must have eaten something. God. Yeah, what did I do? I went to Moe's, believe it or not. I think the first time I've been to this particular Moe's, and I think the first time I've been to a Moe's in Florida, Moe's is kind of like the friendlier version of Chipotle. I'm not a big Chipotle fan. Moe's is somewhat better than Chipotle, and the people working in this particular Moe's today were quite friendly. I even gave them a tip, a nice one too. I realized that a lot of these jobs, people aren't wanting to do them. So you have to appreciate these people that are doing these, restaurant jobs, because a lot of people don't want to do it right now. But the people were very nice at the fucking Moe's. I had a steak burrito. It was some type of Monday bargain day of some kind. There was queso involved, mushrooms, green peppers, onions. I'm trying to get more and more vegetables in my diet, as you should always do, but it's just hard. I think I told a horror story last week of when I went to the fucking Golden Corral to get my buffet on. And nice of me to tip these fine folks. I go to the Golden Corral to get my fucking buffet, and this dude starts telling me a story about people touching all the fucking plates. And I just had to walk away from this fuck because I'm like, asshole, I'm trying to eat here, you fuck. I think this that anecdote was in my last instant movie review of Alice, by the way, if you want to hear my Golden Corral story with full anger. Alice was a great movie, by the way. That's still playing. Do you talk to anyone from the coffee shop in Rhode Island? Oh God, which one? The Brood Awakenings, or probably Brood Awakenings you're thinking of? I was in Rhode Island 3 times in 2021. Stacy, I did make a guest appearance. I did go to Brood Awakenings a few times. I went to the other place, Java Madness. I saw the owner. I get to tell him that I moved. If you're talking about Tony Demings, I think you're talking about the Brooklyn Coffee and Tea House, Stacy. The owner that we knew and loved, Tony Demings, has moved to North Kakalaki, and I've actually crashed at his home a couple of times, but I think he recently moved again. Yes, he's in North Carolina. He brought roadie wood, believe it or not, to Wilmington, North Carolina, and I've actually been there. But I haven't seen him in over a year, so I'm overdue. Roadiewood, yes, the Providence. This is a venue that Ox Baker used to visit me at. I used to have all my movies there. The Brooklyn Coffee and Tea House, they're still in existence in Providence, 209 Douglas Avenue, Providence, Rhode Island, 02903. However, the original owner and proprietor, as I used to say, Tony Demings, is now in Wilmington, North Carolina. So yes, things change. Last time I was in Rhode Island was in December. Why was I there? I had a film with Eric Roberts titled Mr. Birthday that everybody can see on YouTube TV or whatever the fuck, or YouTube. I think it's $6.99 to watch it. Mr. Birthday, I play Hank. I have a significant role. Scenes with Jason London, scene with Eric Roberts. I used to teach acting there. That's accurate for anyone who's excited by acting. I am available as an online acting coach, core acting, and dabbles in acting with the disciplines that I created and fucking taught: core acting, C period, O period, R period, E period, acting period. Oh God, character origin, response, environment, audience choice, training, instinct, need, greatness was the acronym. I'm a very big acronym individual. Here's to that. Nice fucking water. What else? Overall, a good movie tonight, folks. And I want to see this Uma thing and that seemed like to be a horror. It's only an hour and 23 minutes, that Una film. When I have my mind around reading the fucking subtitles, I'll read them. I had 2 podcasts scheduled for today, and both of my podcast buddies suddenly couldn't do anything. But I'll be doing a Scott Hall tribute podcast scheduled now for 3 p.m. tomorrow. And later at a time to be announced, Tim, the DP and editor on Blood Sugars today, Stacy, Tim and I will be doing an Office podcast. Thoughts on the TV series The Office that I finally watched and gotten through all 9 seasons of after not watching them in real time. And it's just very interesting. The podcast will be someone like myself who's just watched The Office and ignored it while it was on the air versus a veteran Office fan in my buddy Tim, and just some thoughts we have on the show overall. But both of those things were supposed to happen today, and neither one did, and neither one were my fault. Thanks, Adam. Yeah, the Scott Hall tribute should be good, and the Office podcast should be good. And like I said, I did do the AEW weekly report, and I should do another fucking video about the Crockett Cup. But I'm going to be very brutally honest. I enjoyed the Crockett Cup. It might have been my sugar levels because I was eating fucking mini Snickers bars the whole time, but I conked out a few times during the fucking Crockett Cup. So I missed some shit, but I don't know. I enjoyed it. It's a slower pace than AEW, that's for sure. What does Adam have to say? Or this is Stacy. Say hello to Tim. I love The Office. Well, when Tim and I settle in, it might be Friday. We're going to do a special podcast, Stacy. You're welcome to chime in with live comments. Maybe we'll even have you be a guest. Who knows? I'm not diabetic. No, I just think that I fuck myself a little bit because I have a sweet tooth, and I sometimes I eat too much of those fucking candy bars, and then I get really tired. So I'm not diabetic, but thanks for asking. But just like anybody else, I get those energy surges, and I don't drink a lot of soda. Although yesterday I did have a Coca-Cola, but now I'm drinking water. What else? Any other questions, queries, comments? Get them in soon. I'm going to try to wrap this thing up. But anyone with any final thoughts? Well, it'll be like this. It'll be a StreamYard podcast, Stacy. The Office with me and Tim will be it won't be just audio, it'll be visual as usual. I pretty much concentrate on the YouTube stuff, folks. People have been saying, Mike, why aren't you doing a podcast now? I only have so many hours in my fucking day, folks. I just wrote Fighter Play Basketball. That was a creative surge. While I was basically editing my own fucking book last week, I also got into my head, oh man, I should do all this other stuff for A Distance from Avalon, my book from last year. And then I'm suddenly like re-editing and remastering my first novel while also doing the same for my second novel. So last week, I had a creative surge of energy, spending 8 or 9 hours on the computer in a row. Very little videos last week because I was so wrapped up into it. Cody Rhodes at Mania or Raw? Which is it, your opinion? I'm going to say that he shows up at Mania. Adam, I think it very well might be an unannounced. Here, Meltzer was, speculating, and I listen to Meltzer and Alvarez. This is wrestling talk here, Stacy. Cody Rhodes, the son of Dusty Rhodes, the American Dream, after basically creating his own wrestling company, is now leaving that in the hands of other people, namely the owner, Tony Khan, and he's going over back to WWE, which is kind of surprising. I think it'll just be a WrestleMania I don't know if he'll even have a match at Mania, Adam. I think he'll just show up, meaning Cody, and then they'll start. Maybe I don't even know if he'll wrestle at Raw the next night. I think they might build up his in-ring debut, so to speak, or re-debut at WrestleMania Payback. You know, make the people pay for it. Well, thank you very much, Stacy. You have a great night, guys. You as well, Stacy Sugar. If you want to see this Boston actress in action, folks, right here on Subscribe to Mike Messier YouTube channel, all you have to do is put Blood Sugar Sid Ace in Mike Messier, or just go on Mike's original playlist, Mike's original films playlist, and you can see Stacy as Stacy Sugar or Sugar in the movie. It's very good because I created it, and now it's nominated for 2 awards. So last week, I was very intensely creative. Fighter Play Basketball, A Distance from Avalon. I believe Adam has the first book, A Distance from Avalon, Fighter Play Basketball. I think Lou might like it. A nice sports book, and Adam would probably like it. Everyone would like it. Okay, folks. Well, I think I'm just going to go through the roll call. Adam checked in. Appreciate that. Stacy was concerned about my diabetes, which I don't have. Lou chimed in, which was nice. Roger Dale promoting. Where's Rogers? Highway Jones. Very exciting. We do have some fresh comments as you look at my palm. Any palm readers out there? Stacy once again. And Adam says, good night. All right, folks. Thank you very much. And look for that AEW Apologist 26 video on Monty and the Pharaoh YouTube channel, and so on and so forth. Good night.